Hello, my name is Becky Schmader, and I'm the game master for This Could Get Dicey. I wanted to welcome you all into our Dungeons & Dragons show that we're putting together here. We're new to podcasting, but not so new to Dungeons & Dragons. We're here to have fun and fulfill our own dreams of putting the stories that we like to make out into the world. We're hoping that you don't have to fully understand D&D to enjoy this. In fact, we're trying to make it as approachable as possible. D&D brings us joy, and we hope that you can find joy in this too. So without further ado, here's the first episode of This Could Get Dicey.
Welcome to the very first episode of This Could Get Dicey, a D&D podcast where a group of buds get to unwind from their 9-to-5s and step into the world of Dreugala. My name is Destiny Nieto. I will be playing Lü'mis Bjorn, and before things get a little too dicey, I'd just like to say it's a beautiful day to, unironically, as a 30-year-old without kids, hop on the Bluey bandwagon.
Hey, it's a good bandwagon. It's a good bandwagon to be on,
I love it
dog.
so much.
Oh my god.
That's great.
I love it. Every now and then there's a blue dog that just,
comes
sits
along
in your
to
heart.
save us. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out New Zealand.
Australia.
My name is Australia?
It's Australia.
My name is Alex Villarreal. I will be playing the character Ellis Vendove. And today's a beautiful day to listen to like a bunch of really good new songs. Good time to do that, y'all.
If by new you mean like from 2 years ago and I'm just now hearing them, same.
Hell yeah.
Hi, my name is Kenny Chilton. I'm playing Emil Mazak, and it's a beautiful day to read through some old diaries.
Ooh, like how old?
Like 2007 and on.
Hell
Old.
Hello. My name is Becky Schmader, and I am the game master, dungeon master for This Could Get Dicey. And today is a beautiful day to world build.
Ooh, Weaver.
And with that, shall we get into it, everybody? We feeling good? We feeling ready to make a podcast?
I'm feeling funky fresh.
You getting ready to share with the world our story?
Ready
spaghetti.
I'm ready, Freddy.
Okay. Welcome to the world of Dreugala. In the year 261 era of Arcana, we find ourselves on the continent of Iced-Rune, where magic pulses through the air. While other parts of the world of Dreugala were unsure what the arcane really was, those that dwelled in the dark of Iced-Rune knew. The forests are old here, and wild magic swirls in the air. One could almost think that they could pluck magic from the trees as they grow, and raw arcane power can be felt deep within the bowels of the mountains. A legend was spoken, in a whisper to those that would listen, that deep within the earth laid a slumbering dark magic, stronger than that which floats upon the surface. And if one was to release it, they could have all their desires fulfilled and all of the power in the world at their fingertips. But perhaps it's time to create a new legend on this continent of adventure, heartbreak, loss, companionship, success, and only time will tell what else. We find ourselves on a hill, looking out across the land. In the distance, the magnificent city of Mistfall can be seen, and past it the gleaming mountain peaks of the Silver Summits. Before us is a man in tattered clothes, a spyglass in hand looking out across the horizon. He wears a leather vest made out of hide, simple, torn, and muddied pants. 2 hand axes hang from his belt. He closes the spyglass and makes his way down the hill, where at the base appears to be a small opening into the hill, a cave of sorts, and at the mouth the small camp is there with similarly dressed folk. Raj, any funny business in the area? An orc woman asks as she stirs the pot over the fire. No, I reckon the coast is clear. No one's looking for the ones we got today on the road. Might as well pick through them, eh? The orc woman nods and joins the man we assume to be Raj. They make their way into the camp, leaving 2 others at the fire. The cave is narrow and winds back a little before opening into 2 larger rooms. In the corner of the far room, we see 3 people tied up, gagged and blindfolded. Emil, you are finding yourself coming to, your head throbbing majorly, a bump surely forming on your head. You're tied up, the ground cool and slightly damp. You're gagged and blindfolded. You feel the warmth of one body to your left. Suddenly, you're being dragged by your feet away, your head thumping down to the ground again, a pulse through you as the bump on your head gets nicked again on the rocky, uneven ground. You're pulled a little ways before your blindfold is taken off. You see standing above you a human man with a leather vest made out of hide and muddied pants. Beside him, an orc woman, muddied pants and bandages around her torso. Please, Emil, could you describe what they see as they look down upon you?
Yes. Jesus. Yes. They see, if this person was standing, Emil was standing at full height, he'd be about 6'1", medium build, formerly very neatly styled, short, side-parted hair. I think now it's probably a little tousled up, and if that bump has produced any blood, it's kind of trickled into the hair that's usually very well done. He's got a light brown skin, a human, cleanly shaven, kind of a boyish face with just plain brown eyes. Yeah, by all intents and purposes, just a normal human man, just kind of looking up through watery eyes and as the light kind of hits me.
Sure. The orc woman looks down at you, kind of kneeling down at your head. This one's kind of fancy. Got anything of use on you? She says, kind of directing it towards you. And you are gagged, so I don't know how much you can say, but... The man begins rummaging through your pockets. Do they find anything on you?
Of value? I mean, I have like normal kind of...
Normal things.
I think the one thing that they might find of value is I have a gold piece.
A gold piece?
I have one
Just
gold
one?
piece.
One gold piece?
Yep.
I think he snags it then. He's like, well, nothing. And kind of like tosses it into like a little pile of like stuff that they've gathered.
If they have a sharp enough eye, they might see that the suit itself that I'm currently wearing, a dark blue suit over a white button-up shirt, if I'm wearing my clothes still, it's well-made. It's nicely tailored. Beautiful.
Can't say
suit,
that they care about that.
Yeah.
But I like it. No, if you want to keep describing it.
No, that's I think the most valuable thing I have on me at the moment.
Okay. They're not sure what to do with that at the moment. And so the orc woman goes, all right, get the next one. They quickly move on to dragging another person forward. And Ellis, you have been sitting, listening to these bandits for a few hours. You felt people walk in and out. You felt a body set on either side of you, one recently dragged away only moments ago. You now feel yourself picked by your feet and dragged away from the wall you're leaning on. Your blindfold is removed, and beside you is a man, the man that is Emil, and another man and an orc woman are hovering over you. What do they see?
Immediately when the mask comes off, you do hear Ellis say, well shit, damn, I usually have
You're
to pay
still
for this
gagged.
before this. I go, whoa, rah, 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 rah. Well, they do see a half-elf, Skin in between fair and olive. Dark blonde hair sits just past his shoulders. It's usually slicked back. Right now it's probably a bit tousled. His pointed ears poke through his greasy hair. These days he's sporting a mustache. He doesn't know how long he'll keep it, but it's working for him at the moment. A dangly gold earring swings from his left ear. Underneath his black leather armor is a white button tunic and simple dark red drawstring pants. His boots are fairly nice compared to the rest of his outfit because they are. They're custom made for him. He loves very few things in this world more than these boots. He's had them for many years. On his fingers hold a few different rings. All are cheap and valueless except for the gold band on his index finger that holds an opal. He's even through his gag, he is smiling. He has like a little cheeky grin on. And yeah, that is Ellis Vindove.
The man kind of like goes by your feet, checking out the boots a little closer, and you reckon these might be my size? And he's kind of like holding his feet next to your feet, trying to see if they're the right size. And he's going to try and pull them off of you while you're laying there, so you can attempt to kind of fend him off.
Yeah, I would love to sort of kick him off me if possible. I doubt that'll go well for him, but
sure, go ahead and roll. I guess like a attack roll, an unarmed strike with your foot.
Great. +0, baby. First roll of the game.
First roll.
Natural 2.
Yeah, you can. You're like, your feet are like kind of bound from like just below the knees, and so they're like snagging your feet, and you're trying to wiggle your foot up and with some force like throw it back down, and he's like, cut that out. Come on now, just work with me here. And he snags the boot off and kind of puts them on. After taking off his like very weathered boots, and he's like, I think these are pretty nice on me, don't you think? And the orc woman's kind of rummaging over you, doesn't really see much of value that she wants. And she's like, just go get the other one, please. And the man goes back over to the other side of the cavern. And Lü'mis, you feel yourself battered, a little bruised, but pretty fine, all things considered. You sense that you're in a cave, and while there was what you assumed to be a body next to you, it has now been dragged away. Hearing two others experiencing this, your time soon comes. Your legs are lifted, and you are dragged on the rough, uneven ground. Your blindfold removed. You see two men to your right, a man and an orc woman hovering over you. What do they see before them?
Yeah, so they see, even while sitting down, a very just tall, lean man who in head to toe is in all black. Like their cloak, they have a velveteen dovetail coat underneath said coat, black pants, black shoes, black gloves, black, everything black. Except for you do see a necklace dangling from their neck, and it's a kind of a goldish jade coloring to it. You said that Lü'mis was at one point near one of the body. He felt a body next to him.
Yes, yeah. You at one point were next to a body.
So before Lü'mis was pulled to, I guess, where the other people are, you, with him in all black, you would have maybe even assumed that was a shadow of someone else. Kind of just is very lifeless, if you will. As he gets pulled and the blindfolds around are taken off, you do see long, flowing black hair, at once half tied up, probably a little bit messy now, but still flowing in somehow. And you see a very pale and gloomy face. As the blindfold comes off, you do see very tired-looking green eyes that are set deep within their sockets. And as he scans the room, he kind of just seems very emotionless to what's going on.
Okay. They kind of rummage through your pockets, and the orc woman's like, I'm not sure this one's even a lot. Like, are they doing okay? Like, did we did we do something to them? Did they come like this? What's going on? And the man's like, I don't know. These are just people we found out there on the road today. So I don't know. But this one doesn't look well. You're right. But regardless, what a waste. All I got were these boots, 1 gold piece, and then they snatched the necklace off of you. And this necklace, and they toss it in the pile, kind of where you see like some other like passing treasures that they've gotten from the road, this and that. The 3 of you are kind of all just like laying next to each other within like a foot of each other, blindfolds off, but still gagged and tied up. And the 2 bandits leave the room, kind of going back out through like the small little hallway that leads back out, you assume, into like the open air. And you can kind of like hear them sort of like stirring pots and pans and like making some food up out there. And the 3 of you are laying there in this cave.
Well, I can't speak. How bound are we like by our hands? How like is it loose at all? Is it tight? Like I mean, I imagine it's fairly tight because we're bound. But like, is there any breathing room?
Front, back. How are we tied up?
Probably behind your back. Yeah, they're behind your back, and then from your feet, it's like just below your knees, probably. So it's like pretty loose on the knees front. But from behind your back, it's you can't tell exactly how like well it is. But go ahead and do like a dexterity check, like a general dexterity check. All of you, whoever kind of wants to like test the bounds, and see how tight they might have tied them.
I would like to do one.
Let's see.
13 for Ellis.
15.
7.
Emil, yours are very tight. Like, your like hands are like pretty bound, like in like a prayer almost. There's not much wiggle room there. Ellis and Lou, you're able to kind of like wriggle your hands, not completely free, but like you definitely have like way more like wrist movement to be able to kind of like scooch around and like grab something if you wanted to.
I think I sort of like position myself in a way that they can see me, and I sort of try to motion to them like with my hands, however I'm tied up, trying my best, even though I am gagged and bound, to try to get them to like remove my gag. Like I'm trying to like convince them to remove my gag.
Like anyone in particular, or just kind of like rolling around in the middle here?
I'm looking at these 2 strangers to the side of me, and I'm like using my eyes to like point down. I'm trying to use my shoulders to like point to my gag to like, and you probably hear
Emil will attempt to fidget over to do this. Seeing someone attempt to do something and not having a plan himself, he's going to try and fidget to where he can get his hands near this person's face.
Okay, go ahead and roll another dexterity, just a general dexterity check to see how you could kind of like wriggle yourself up.
11.
Okay, yeah, you're able to like scoot yourself upwards, so like your hands are in like the general area of Ellis's like head, but you're still probably like a foot away from you're like having difficulty like scooting backwards into him, so that way your hands could be closer to his mouth.
I'll just turn around.
Whenever they were saying, oh, all we got was boots, what the things they got from us, is all those things still in the room?
The boots are gone. Those are on the guy's feet. But the pile of like kind of treasures is nearby, probably like 5 feet to like your left, Lü'mis. So like to your left, to your right would be Ellis. To Ellis's right would be Emil.
Lü'mis would like to try and roll over to grab their necklace.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check to see how well you roll on over.
8.
You like start rolling, but you kind of get a little like out of control, and like you start kind of rolling in like a semicircle, almost like away from the pile. So you're like horizontal, so you're kind of like perpendicular now to like Ellis.
Okay.
So like your head is like kind of near his hands, but you're not near the treasure.
I'm near Ellis's hands now.
A little bit, yeah. A little closer than you were before.
Okay.
With that positioning, I will try to remove, like scorn my way up to pull down this stranger's gag.
Okay, roll another dexterity check here. Wasn't expecting to do a bunch of dexterity checks, but here we are.
Hey, here we are. That'll be a 15 plus 2, 17.
Okay, yeah, you're able to kind of like finagle like your the back of your hand, so like one hand can be like a little more free, and like, you know, like the rope kind of goes like up your arm a little, your forearm a little bit, and you're able to reach out, and with a little aid from Lou, like pull down the gag enough that Lou's mouth is free from the gag.
Lü'mis then just looks dead straight into the stranger's face, just like dead in the eyes, doesn't say anything, and is gonna try to attempt to bite their way through their leg ropes around their legs.
Through your leg ropes or through Ellis?
My leg ropes, yes.
Your leg ropes. Okay, yeah, you're able to sit up, and yeah, roll a dex check to see if you can bend yourself in half there.
Damn, contortionist.
To chew through some rope.
Ooh, 21.
You all witnessed the most flexible person you've seen since you were like at a carnival and saw a contortionist.
Everyone
and
stops,
this
the
person,
bandits stop. Everyone's just like, what the
the bandits come inside. Wait a second. You see Lou just bend in half completely, teeth to rope, and manages to chew through the rope. Go ahead, Ellis and Emil, roll a perception check as Lou does this.
Yeah, I mean, besides the check, given Ellis's circumstances, he is intrigued.
Yeah. I rolled a 23.
23, okay.
Just a 9.
Somehow, from on the other side, you're like shocked by this. You're like sitting up. You're like, what's going on over there? And Emil, you do see that that this person, this with dead in the eyes, who's bending themselves in half, does have curiously sharp teeth, sharper than you would,
Yeah, I'll start wiggling, seeing that and how effective they are at taking off their own bindings, and like, and like trying to jet my hands and legs out towards this person and move in that direction, just like trying to shimmy over, like showing my ropes.
Okay, Lou, you're able to get out of your leg binds with ease. You have, having the sharp teeth that you have, you're able to get out of your leg binds. So you're just tied up with your hands, your mouth free, your legs free.
Okay, my legs free. I'm going to look at the two strangers and then walk to get my necklace. Mm-hmm. And just Can I grab my necklace?
Yeah, I think you're showing your flexibility previously with bending in half. I think it's pretty easy for you to squat down and like with your hands behind you and like they were a little loose, you're able to grab the necklace.
Okay. I grab my necklace and then head kind of just like, I guess, put it up, try to put it back up my sleeve or something, or try to finagle it in a pocket just so it's secure somewhere?
Yeah, I think you can easily get it into like a pocket in your pants pretty easily. So yeah, you do that.
With my contortionism that I have now, yeah, I do that.
Apparently.
And then I look, which of the two look stronger?
Roll a perception check.
That's a good fucking
question. 16.
What are y'all's strengths?
I'm at a flat 10. I'm 0. Baby.
I have a 10 as well.
Equal.
So Lou looks at them and then just like rolls their eyes, has just a long, and then goes up to the stranger closest to them, which I'm assuming is Ellis.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, it'll be Ellis.
Oh no, it's Ellis. And kind of turns around for them and like undoes their mouth binding.
Okay, yeah. You have quite the flexibility with squatting now with your hands behind your back, and you're able to get the gag out of Ellis's mouth.
And Ellis, thank you, friend. Damn, usually I have to pay extra for this kind of service. But how about this? How about you give me 5? And I, like, behind my back, I sort of wiggle my hand around, and I cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
Because now that I can speak, and a light pink ephemeral hand appears in the air, and it goes up to Lü'mis's mouth and pulls down their gag.
I thought their gag was already gone.
Yeah.
Was their gag gone?
Yeah, it
they
was.
bit through it?
I just haven't
You
spoken.
plot twist. goes to Emil's gag.
Emil's
and pulls
gag,
down
okay.
Emil's gag.
Great, you're all ungagged.
Thank you very much. That was, don't like my voice being silenced. And also my feet and hands.
Yeah, I can start working on that. You with the chompers? Damn, homie, what the shit? Those are some shiny teeth and me kind of teeth you got going on. As I say that, I start using my mage hand to go ahead and untie Lü'mis's hands behind their back with my mage hand, if possible.
Yeah, you're able to, I think, do that you're doing your hands, you said, or Lou's hands?
I mean, yeah, I think it'd probably be easier if I do my hands first, and then now that I have 2 free hands plus a third hand, I can, start the process of untying everybody.
Great, you do that. You untie your hands with your mage hand, you untie Lou's hands with your hands and the mage hand, and you manage to get Emil's hands also untied. Your hands are all free. Your legs are still bound on Emil and Ellis.
My legs are still bound?
Yes.
Get it off. Get it out of here.
I would like to start. If they need help.
Okay, yeah. Since your hands are all unbound now, you all start working on your legs. Ellis, you have particular ease as you're bootless, so your feet you just kind of have to scooch it down, and then you're able to get it past your ankles, no problem. So the 3 of you now, having defeated my rope puzzle, are in this cave. You know that there are probably bandits on the outside of this tunnel that kind of leads outward, and that is where you are.
I'm assuming we don't, but do we still have our weapons? Are they somewhere in this cave? What's all in this cave? I can roll for it as well.
Yeah, roll perception or investigation to kind of look around this cave and see if you can find anything.
Noticing them do that, can I potentially be like, oh yeah, where's all my shit? Can I help them out?
Yeah. So you can either roll with advantage or Ellis can roll too.
I'll roll with advantage if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
7.
Emil distracts you. Hey, wait, stop looking around. The most valuable resource is right here in front of you. It's all of us. My name's Emil. I would really like to get out of this cave alive. I'm assuming the 2 of you would like the same thing?
I need to get out of this cave, but I need to get those fucking... I'm not leaving without those fucking boots. Those are my fucking boots.
So violence.
I was just looking for a weapon.
Yes, okay, how about this? We arm ourselves, whatever we can find. And then we just get the hell out of here.
That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, find my boots and get the hell out of there. Yeah, I'm down with that plan. I mean, I don't think we're walking out of here. I don't think we're at the front door. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to bust through, crack open some heads, make an omelet sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do I see any weapons or anything around?
Perception or investigation check.
Okay. A 19. Perception.
Yeah, you can see. So yeah, you're kind of in this sort of large cavern area. There's sort of like two rooms that have kind of been cut away from the rocks. Water, human, you don't know why. But you see in the corner, from where you assume you were like dragged from, is a pile of like, they have like their treasure pile, and then they kind of have like the junk pile of like stuff they weren't sure what to do with. And there you see some weapons. You don't know, what weapon do you carry usually? You don't carry a weapon.
I do not carry a weapon.
So you just see some weapons. There's like a spear, like maybe a crossbow.
Look, friend, it's probably in this corner. I'll keep guard. You get your stuff. Go get your stuff. And I'll try to like just make sure the guards are still cooking. Like, do I still hear that noise of them moving around?
Yeah, I think with you had a 19. You said.
Yeah.
I think you're able to kind of hear through this like tunnel opening that there's still some voices outside. You discern at least 4 voices.
Okay. As I kind of rush to dig through this pile, do I find my light crossbow and dagger in this pile?
You do. Convenient.
Fabulous.
I walk over there as well. The spear that you mentioned, is that mine? Can I tell
that would be your spear? Yes.
Wow! What
Congratulations! You defeated my weapon pile puzzle.
Yes. Another puzzle down.
Yes. 2 down. Okay, great
Level
start,
up.
everybody.
As I'm sort of like picking up my crossbow and like loading it, I turn to Lü'mis and I say, I'm like, well, I mean, fuck, formal introductions. Let's. My name is Ellis. I don't know why the fuck I'm here right now. I don't know what the hell happened. What's your name, fool?
My name is Lü'mis Bjorn. I was headed to Mistfall, and then kind of blank after that.
Yeah, I was too. I love that place. I go there more than I'd like to.
Same. I mean, I'm also headed to Mistfall. I've never been, but it seems like you're familiar, Ellis. You said, and you. Are you very familiar with the city?
I've never been before.
Oh, you fools are gonna love this fucking place. It is so chill. It's a great place to relax, unwind, hide out if you need to. There's a lot of trees, but it's gorgeous. Absolutely freaking gorgeous. I call it the jewel of the country. Nobody else calls it that, but maybe they do. But I do. I'm doing this as I'm loading the crossbow bolt. I'm like, okay, cool. So like I said before, I need to get my boots back. Those are my boots. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know how good y'all are all with like killing folk if you need to, or at least knocking them out. I mean, but I feel like we're gonna have to get a little rowdy if we want to get out of here.
I'm fine with killing people.
Great.
I can defend myself, but surely it doesn't have to come to that. I'm a businessman, a good one at that. I can possibly make a deal to get your boots back and get us out of the cave without the need for risk of death.
I mean, it sounds like you're pretty quick at the tongue. I consider myself fairly quick at the tongue as well. I mean, if you'd like to approach this from a more, plan A diplomacy, plan 2, shoot a motherfucker with a crossbow, like I'm good with that.
I mean, I'm just scared, I think. I would say my savvy comes more from my wits than my tongue, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, hey, I say at least until we're out of this cave. After this cave, we can all go wherever we need to go, but at least let's stick together. Let's work together to get out of this little predicament that we find ourselves in, right?
Going to be a short podcast.
What? And the world splits beneath our feet.
Okay, yeah, you all kind of head on over to like the little tunnel that leads outward. It's a kind of tight squeeze, not too tight, but it's about like 2 people wide can comfortably squeeze out of it. And it's about 15 feet long, probably, this tunnel into the cave. And you see that there's a light at the end of it as you kind of like scooch in there a little bit. I don't know how you guys want to approach, leaving the cave per se, but you see like as you're scooching through that the other side of this little tunnel leads to the outside, where you can kind of see that you can smell a fire with some food cooking, and you hear 4 voices.
And that's the only exit we can see is just the light in front of us where there's the fire and people. Okay.
Whispering, I guess. I'm like, all right, I mean, we got to make a choice here, folks. Are we busting out guns blazing, or we want to try to talk our way out of this? We can try to sneak our way past them, but it seems pretty narrow.
I mean, I'd like to talk, but let's do what we have to.
If you'd like to talk, my friend, by all means.
Oh, okay. Let me just get in the zone.
Becky, what time of day is it? Like, can we tell?
It's probably like late afternoon, would be your guess. You all kind of started your day. Things are starting to come back to you now as you remember, like you started your day somewhere else from here, and that you came upon some people who, attacked you from like the shrubs, or maybe they were pretending to, be bleeding on the side of the road and like asking for aid and things like that, and that you got ambushed and wound up here. You assume it hasn't been super long. Ellis, you've probably been here, well, you don't know how long the others have been here, but you feel like you've been here a good bit of your day, probably, and the other two, you're not sure, but it is now kind of afternoon. You can feel the sun a little bit beating down, or like a warm crispness in the air. That doesn't make sense. A warm crisp. Well, a warm crisp is delicious. Ooh. I'd say, like a nice warm apple crisp.
Nothing like a warm crisp.
That sounds great right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Well, good night, everyone. We're gonna go make apple crisp real quick.
Emil stands up and says, "I'm gonna get in the zone," and he starts brushing his suit off. And he goes into his bag, which he's retrieved, and puts on 2 sturdy-looking gloves that came with his explorer's pack.
Okay.
And he is trying to get all the dust and stuff off and smooth out the wrinkles, and says, "Neither of you has a lint roller on you, do you? I'm not fully suited for a deal-making mode, but I can make this work, but I'd rather have, like, you to get all the dirt off."
Yeah, I don't have shoes on, bud, so I think you're SOL on the lint roller in my book.
All right. I'll lead the way into that tunnel. I'm not trying to attract too much attention as we make our way through.
Okay, go ahead and the 3 of you roll a stealth check as you kind of start making your way through this tunnel.
Lou would definitely like to stay in the back of in the back, just in general.
Cool.
Ellis rolled a nice little 9.
9, okay.
Lou rolled their first natural 1.
Let's go, baby. Let's get the party started.
Get him out.
I rolled a 5.
But it's a 7. Just.
Oh, okay.
Mine's a 5 total.
Hey, wait, what did you roll, Emil?
5.
Hey, bandits don't hear real good, okay? So you all still managed to somehow stealthily make your way to... the bandits didn't roll good. Bandits rolled real bad. You managed to make your way to, like...
quiet.
Yeah, you guys are, like, kicking rocks and, like, kind of, like, where did you guys come from? And, like, making niceties here as you make your way through the tunnel, but somehow you make your way to kind of, like, the mouth of the cave. And you see now that before you are 4 people. An orc woman that you recognize as the one that was standing over you, a human man that you recognize to also have been the one standing over you, a dwarven woman, and a halfling man who you don't recognize. They're all 4 kind of around this fire that's just outside this cave.
A dwarven woman and a halfling man, you said?
Yes.
I look back just with a silent nod to make sure these two are ready.
As you nod, I like mouth to you, and I say, I go, "You got this," and you feel fairly inspired as I give you a bardic inspiration.
That's so nice.
I turn back towards this crowd of people, and button the front of my suit and step out with my hands up, and I say, "Perhaps in exchange for our freedom, I'll teach you how to tie a proper knot."
Oh God. They like suddenly all like turn around from the campfire, and they're like, you see the man who, I know I tied some good knots. I know I did, but go back inside the cave. Go back inside the cave, and you see him grab one of his like hand axes and kind of like stand up, scooching for you a little bit.
I mean you all no harm. You are hustlers just like I am. I am not here for a fight. I am here to make sure that your capturing of us, fair and square, good, solid capturing. This bonk on my noggin is not going to go away for a while. Good job so far, but I'm trying to make sure that it wasn't a waste. We can make this worth your while still.
Yeah, you could make it worth our while by going back inside the cave. I mean, I know you don't have anything. I checked you pretty good, I will say so myself.
Yeah, I'm really going to keep all my assets on my person. That's good business. Come on,
yeah,
think.
That's what I do.
Well, you're also the one who tied these knots, so... And I look to the others and say, so how much do you really want to trust that strategy? Have the other two, have Lü'mis and Ellis come out behind me, or am I just fucking standing alone?
No, I imagine I would have like stepped out with them.
I imagine like you all are kind of like the three of you are in front of this cave mouth, and now like the four people at the campfire have kind of like created like a bit of a barrier. They're not like they're probably like 20 feet or like 15 feet away from you, and like a line kind of like creating like a little bit of like a body barrier between you and like just breaking it towards the freedom or whatever. And the orc woman's like, now I know that you, well, I don't know what you're trying to say here, but we keep our assets on us. Okay, you've seen probably all that we got. You don't have assets, because I don't know what you're talking about like assets being elsewhere. What's that about? What's a bank? Like, what is that? That's all like,
I didn't say bank.
This is
so
bandit land.
You know something.
I know a little bit more than our buddy Roger here does. Yeah, that's correct.
Roger, I'll remember that name.
Yeah. I turn around.
He's gonna come back and murder everybody. you write that name down, first. Roger. Yeah. Well, you write it down, Roger. Roger's the name to remember.
I do turn around at this point and look at these two and say, like, plan 2, I guess.
As soon as he says plan 2.
Okay, cool.
Lü'mis goes, how far away are they?
Probably the closest one to you would be like the halfling man has kind of like scooched around to like the left side of like the cave opening. He's probably like 15 feet away from you.
I would like to go for Roger. How far is Roger?
Roger, having been like, he's getting kind of insulted a little bit. He's like a little bit closer, kind of encroaching on Emil, and is probably like 10 feet away from you.
I go for him and stab him with my spear.
Okay. You roll to attack, and then we'll all roll initiative after that one.
Right. Is Roger the one that's wearing my boots?
Yes, Roger is wearing your boots.
As Lü'mis stabs him, I'm like, fuck yeah, get my boots!
16 to hit.
That does hit.
Sweet. So that's going to be 7 points of damage. So again, like I said, as soon as Emil turned around and said plan 2, you see Lü'mis kind of just so, like, glide over, like, as if he's not even walking on the ground, and just stabs this guy in the gut. And then as the spear's going in the gut, he's gonna then, you see his hand come out, and you now just notice that he has these very long, painted black, because that's his aesthetic, claws come out, and also try to smack him, swipe him across the face.
Absolutely.
22 to hit.
To hit, yes. Yes, that does hit.
And
get my camera to focus. There you go.
For an additional 6 points of damage.
Okay,
Nice.
you immediately come out of this cave, frustrated by the situation. You're like, well, let's business talk aside. You just completely come out and just run Roger through, and he's dead. He dies.
Oh, damn.
And then I turn to Emil and I say, I told you I didn't care if I killed someone.
Oh.
And the rest of the band's like, now, where was this when we were capturing you earlier today? Is this a trap? And is this a trap? Did Roger get us into a trap? Are these secret assassins out to get us? And the Orphan's like, forget about it. Let's get them, guys. And yeah, roll for initiative, everybody.
I got a 22 for initiative.
I have a dirty 20.
Wait, what did you get, Ellis?
22.
22. Emil?
20.
20. Lou?
14.
14. Okay. All right, top of the order, Ellis. There are 3 bandits now. The closest one would be the orc woman, who is kind of also encroaching on Emil, probably 10 feet within to Emil, 15 feet to you. To your right is the the dwarven woman, about 15 feet away, and then to the left of the cave is the halfling man, but 15 feet away.
I think I want to try to get as many as I can in a sort of 15-foot cone area. So I think I could get the one that's right in front of Emil and potentially the dwarven woman to his right. Probably not like all 3 of them, but I can get like 2 out of the 3.
Yeah.
I want to like try to maybe scooch to like Emil's left and kind of just run up in my bare feet. And as I'm running by Lü'mis, I go, holy shit, that was awesome. And I kind of get kind of next to Emil, and I whisper him to Emil, and I say, hey, buddy, what's the loudest sound you've ever heard?
God, this is a lot of pressure. Childbirth.
Was it louder? Okay, I love that. And I go, I think Ellis goes, oh, and then I go, was it louder than this? And I slap my hands together and cast a thunder wave.
Okay.
And I need the person in front of Emil and I think the dwarven woman to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. The orc, who is next to Emil, rolls an 18. The dwarven woman rolls a 13.
Okay. The orc saves and the dwarven woman does not save. So the orc woman will take half damage and not be pushed 10 feet back.
Okay.
I rolled an 11, so the dwarven woman will take 11 points, and then the orcish woman will take to half that.
So 6. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you move right on up to Emil, and you're like, what about this? And you send out a thunder wave. The dwarven woman flies the 10 feet into, like, the side of this, like, rock wall that you've kind of come out of this cave. Dead. Immediately dead. Dies.
Oh, God.
And you've just decimated her against the side of the cave entrance. And then the orc woman is like, that was loud. And that was loud.
And I turn to the orc woman and I say, I'm like, maybe your friends were right. Maybe Roger did set you up for a trap. And I will use my bonus action to do unsettling words, and they will have to subtract a bardic on their next saving throw.
A D6, okie dokie.
A D6.
The orc.
That'll be the end of my turn.
All right, next is Emil. There's the orc woman in front of you. To your left is a halfling man about 15 feet away from you. That's it.
The orc woman in front of me, I'm assuming the fire that we smelled is behind her? Like it was like in the center of all of them? Because they were cooking and stuff?
So it's
Great.
behind her, yeah.
I'm going to make a shove attack.
Okay.
Try and push her into it.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's you do a attack roll, or is that a contest? That might be a contested strength, right?
I'm pretty sure it's
Or is it attack?
a special melee attack, but...
Oh, okay. Then yeah, go
Let's
ahead and roll
check.
an attack roll.
Yeah, it's an attack.
We know what we're doing here on
Yeah,
this could get dicey.
Everyone looks at the
We know
rules.
the rules.
Okay. What am I adding? My strength?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna start approaching her and realize how much bigger she is than I am probably.
She is much bigger.
And then think back to the encouraging words I just got a bit ago, and add 6 to that. That's a 16.
That does hit. Yes. So you shove her into the fire. She trips a little bit and doesn't quite fall, but is definitely like standing in the fire, and will take some damage from the said fire. Oh wait, actually she did a little saving throw there, so okay, she manages to keep her footing, but she's now standing in the fire and just like, oh god, oh that's so hot, and takes 2 points of fire damage.
And that was with the unsettling words. Yeah. Okay.
But she's standing in fire right now. She is in the fire.
With my movement, I will position myself on the other side of Lü'mis. Kind of fighting.
Okay. Sounds good. Next is the dwarven woman who's dead, so never mind. So next is Lou.
Cool. So before Lou moves on to the next person, you see him kind of kneel down and touch Roger's forehead. And as you see that, I mean, clearly dead and gone. But as you see Lou touch it, you kind of see more of his life be sucked out of him, if you will, just draining him a bit, and then just walks past him to the next person. And I'm assuming Emil sees this.
Emil uses the rest of his movement to go hide behind Ellis.
Yes, absolutely. So there's the orc woman standing in the fire, or there's the halfling man to your left.
I'll go for the halfling man on my left.
Okay,
and
cool.
So as I touch Roger's forehead, turn left, and just try one fluid motion, stab him also in the gut with my spear.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Ooh, 10 to hit?
That misses. So real cool though. You like walk on over, but he's able to kind of like catch it before it like penetrates his skin, and he's like, "Now hold on there, Missy. I'm not ready to die yet, Mister. I'm not ready to die yet."
And then I look at him and go, "We all die eventually." And then claw him with a bonus action.
Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that's 18 plus 6 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit him.
8 points of damage.
It might be my time, but not quite yet, Mister. But I think real close. As he's now just like profusely bleeding from his face. Great.
That is my turn.
It is his turn, the halfling man's turn, and he's going to still kind of like is able to like push your spear out of the way and pulls out his scimitar and slices out towards you with that. And that's an 18 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay, you take 3 points of slashing damage as he's able to, pushing your spear out of the way, is able to then kind of like get you off footing a little bit and slash into you. I said it wasn't my time quite yet. And next is the orc woman, who is standing in fire still and takes more damage, looking burned to a little bit. Burnt and bloodied, but steps out of the fire and heads to you, Lou, and you can kill everybody here, but not Gramps. And is going to tend to like slice you through with her scimitar. But having, been standing in fire, kind of like can't see very well. Ash, smoke, coughing, eyes burning, and attempts to like run you through, but instead kind of just like catches some of like your like cape and drapery of clothing that you kind of wear and slices that a little bit, completely missing you. Top of the order, it is Ellis.
Does it seem like they were referring to themselves as Gramps or the halfling man?
The halfling man is Gramps.
The woman orc is named Gramps.
Everybody's actually named Gramps. 3 Gramps and a Roger. The Bandits Band. Haven't you heard of them?
Legends. I pull out my crossbow and to the orc woman I go, "Hey, shut up." And that is a 15 to hit.
That does hit. That does hit.
You were right. You have a silver tongue.
I wink at Emil. That'll be 5 points of damage.
Yeah, she's dead.
I go, "Hey," and she looks at me. I go, "Shut up!" And I just shoot her. I like shoot her in the neck.
Yeah, through the neck. She falls over, kind of onto Gramps and Lou, who kind of like dodge out of the way. And Gramps is like, "Maybe it's not my time. Could we call it truce, perhaps?"
As I finish my turn, I'm like, "Well, start talking, buddy. You tied us up first."
I know I did. That wasn't me. And it's Emil's turn.
Listen, bud. I don't know these two very well, but right now you have a chance to just get the fuck out of here. Like I don't want to kill anyone. If you just go, I'm good. I'll just ransack my way through your belongings here and take what's valuable, and you go live the rest of your long life away from here where certain death lies.
And he points at you with, Are you okay with that?
Me? He points out.
Yeah, you. Are you okay?
Lü'mis looks at Emil and Ellis and goes, "Y'all said you were heading to Mistfall, right?"
Sure as shit.
Absolutely.
I'm fine with that then. Look, turning back toward Gramps.
Alrighty then. And he just like wipes off his scimitar, puts it back in the scabbard, like heads over to the campfire, sort of like ladles some of his stew into like a little bowl. And he's like, "All right, I hope to never see you again then." And he just trots away.
If Gramps is the big bad Becky,
See
I'm pissed.
See you in 60 episodes.
He just scuttles away. Yeah.
I shout out after him and I go, "Remember, Ellis Vendove kicked your ass, and Emil and Lü'mis."
You just see him like raise it like a thumbs up. He's like, "You got it." And then he kind of moves a little bit faster, as fast as his little halfling legs can move him. So that's where you all are. You have defeated the bandits. You are out of initiative. And yeah, the three of you have kind of lay of the camp right now.
I immediately run to a dead Roger and start just like yanking the boots off of him, and I'm just like, you son of a bitch, you give me that my fucking god, they probably stink like shit now, and I put my boots back on.
Are those some
No,
special...
you don't. His decrepit little toes hold on to it.
Becky, weave master, please give me my shoes.
No.
Are these
You get the shoes
special footwear for you?
They're, my friend, these are some of the finest boots you can find in all of Honeyguard. These are custom made to my feet. I've had these boots for years, and I'll be damned if I'll let some dumb motherfucker named Roger steal them off my feet.
Respect. I put my hand out for a handshake. Emil Mazak, and you're looking at one of the finest suits made in Venzor, so I feel you.
I didn't want to say anything, friend, but mostly because we were tied up and bound and gagged and we were about to die. Sure. But yeah, my friend, that is a very nice suit, Ellis Vendove. It is a pleasure. Happy. You know what? Well, I could have been tied up and bound and gagged with a lot of other dumb sacks of shit. I'm sure as shit. I'm happy I'm tied up with you two.
Of all the gin joints, you know.
Yeah. I'm Lü'mis, right?
Yes, Lü'mis Bjorn.
Damn, dog, you scary as hell with that spear.
Yeah,
damn.
and, I mean, maybe we can get to know each other a little better as we walk, but the whole dead guy bit was fun.
That was fun.
What bit are you referring to?
Never mind.
I'm gonna go look in the treasure pile for anything useful.
I go over to the stew that they were cooking. Is it good?
Yeah, go ahead and grab a little ladle full of that. And it seems like it's kind of like a little venison stew. Venison sounds like a really fancy word for like deer from the side of the road kind of vibe, but it's a little deer and rabbit stew kind of thing.
It's people.
Sure,
pretty good. For road stew.
If it's people good. I make myself a little bowl. As I'm eating the food, I'm just like, hey, y'all gotta eat up when y'all can. You never know when you're gonna get your next meal. And I start like slurping down the stew.
Emil's going in the cave to look at the treasure.
All right, inside the cave, you kind of go back to the little treasure pile, in which you knew existed. You find 12 gold pieces, 24 silver pieces, and a golden ring worth approximately 50 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Which you know because you don't know that, but maybe you do because you're a little vendor yourself, a little market man. We're going to call you the little market man.
Yeah, a little market man.
I will test that ring out to see if it fits. Does it fit?
It does.
Okay, I'll take one of my gloves off and add it to my right hand, and then put the glove back on.
Excellent.
And come out and say, there was a little bit of money inside, and I'll give 4 gold each to them, and 8 silver each to them.
We got to do math now and divide by 3.
Hell yeah.
Big brain.
Ellis digs very far deep into his pants and pulls out his coin purse that because I do have. Well, we could retcon. Did they take my coin purse off of me? Because I did have money coming into this game.
No, I guess they didn't.
I pull out a small little coin purse and I'm like, my friend, you can keep that money. I got some bucks on me.
Okay, don't have to tell me twice. Oh, I ripped a hole in my character sheet already. Shit. I mean, it's late afternoon. I don't know if y'all want to,
maybe I'm like, do you want to? I don't know how far away we are from Mistfall. Shit, I don't even know how the fuck I got here. Do y'all want to like step outside and kind of get a lay of the land?
Let's get our bearings. I'm not sure it's wise to stay here. They might have other friends.
Yeah, Gramps could be a conniving thief. We don't know.
Yeah, he could be waiting outside to kill us. Do I have a recollection of how I got this nice bump on my head and how I got bound and gagged and brought here?
Same.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, you were traveling from Emil. You were traveling from Vinzor. You probably, close to Mistfall when this happened. I don't have the map in front of me right now, but it's definitely a pretty long trek up to Mistfall from Vinzor. I think like a week's travel. So this is probably like the last day of travel. You're like, I'm ready to go to Mistfall. Like, we're almost there. And I think this group of bandits kind of had just jumped you from like the side of the road, seeing that you were kind of in this like fancier attire, assumed they would get something out of you and kind of like whacked you on the head, bound and gagged you and brought you to their little cave.
Yeah.
Ellis, you were on the move from
Broad Bay.
From Broad Bay, yes. And had probably also been traveling for quite a few days. I know, Lou, you were also moving from Broad Bay, I believe. So you guys were probably... Oh, no?
Wasn't I coming from Mooncrest?
Yes, but you would have gone through Broad Bay.
Oh, I thought I misheard you. Never mind. Yes, I would have.
So coming from Mooncrest across the ocean to Broad Bay, so you're probably like a couple of hours after Ellis, in the same kind of spot. They had... just sort of jumped all three of you separate, you're all individual travelers on the road, and they saw you as like easy pickings, and they were wrong because you murdered them
Incredibly.
very easily. But yeah, getting up on top, like kind of leaving the little camp area and getting on top of like a hill, you can see out, and you can actually see Mistfall, like the spire peaks of the academy and library through the tree tops. You can see it peeking out, and you know that it's probably only like 2-hour, 3-hour kind of like walk from here.
It looks really welcoming in comparison to where we just woke up. I said we go.
Ellis, you said you're familiar with this place?
Yeah, I've been through Mistfall quite a few times over the course of the last 10 years. It's pretty big. It's a great place. I mean, it's a great place to do a lot of things. I think a lot of people like to study there. Very kind of elven city, but for me, it's a great place to kind of lay low, kick back, find a nice little hole, or I guess like large tree to hide out in. But yeah, it's a lovely little city. Like next to Honeyguard, it's probably one of the prettiest cities on the continent.
I'm looking.
I'd be happy to.
I'm looking.
I'd be happy to show.
I want to see the. No, after you.
I'd be happy to show you around.
The nature itself is very appealing to me. It also seems like a place where people are focused. Like you could get some work done there, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, like what's nice is there's a kind of a nice like juxtaposition between like like the pretty sort of nature, lots of trees, foliage, and all this stuff, but the people there are like studious, and like it's like there's a lovely sense of sort of formality to that city, sort of hidden underneath all this nature. It's lovely. But yeah, if y'all want a little guide there, I can show you the way there. It's no big deal.
Please lead the way.
Excellent.
I'm pretty sure we could probably make it there before nightfall. Hopefully.
Yes. God says yes. A whisper comes from above. You're right, Ellis. Well done.
I wink.
This guy.
Setting out from the hill cave, you find you see Mistfall on the horizon, about a couple hours walk from where you find yourselves. The hills quickly turn into denser, deciduous forest, the leaves beginning to turn orange and red as the air is brisk in early fall. I'll have you guys know, I learned about deciduous, the word deciduous, from Zoo Tycoon. And we will be using deciduous and coniferous frequently in this campaign.
Okay.
Go ahead for the people at home who
For
happen
those-
to not know the definition.
Yes,
Go
for
ahead
the
and say
people at
definition
home,
of that word.
deciduous trees are those like maple trees, oak trees, annual leaf falling trees versus coniferous trees have cones and pine needles and things like that. So a deciduous forest would be one with like leaf fall and orange trees and things like that.
Okay, fuck yeah. We love that.
Okay.
And in Zoo Tycoon, grizzly bears like a nice mixture of both deciduous trees and coniferous trees. The city of
Spoiler.
Mistfall.
This is just Becky's big Zoo Tycoon simulator.
Surprise! Actually, you are caged inside of a giant map, and suddenly 20 tigers come running at you. I created this. This is off topic. Never mind. The city of Mistfall is embedded deep within the rooted forest. You would know this, Ellis, because you've been here before. The rooted forest, the trees here are very old, and the roots tumble out from the dirt into the shallow banks of the two rivers that form here. A waterfall sprays down from the silver summits and divides into the Mirror River in the west and the Oaks Brook River to the east. As you all kind of cut through the forest on a main road here, a white stone wall surrounds the outside of the city as you approach, with a beautiful arched gate that is open to all during the daytime. The elven influence in the city is unmistakable, but the city is filled with a wide diversity of people: fae folks, elves, dwarves, goblins, humans, etc. Passing through the walls, you're greeted by more of this white stone architecture that wraps around the large trees in the area. High arches are common throughout the city with intricate stained glass or crystal windows. The city is bustling and lively with foot traffic and trade. There's docks that load up boats to travel down the river, exporting delicate metalwork and refined jewels. The main street that cuts through the center of town leads to an enormous maple tree. Its boughs umbrella over the city, spiraling around in fascinating patterns. A large building sits at the base of the tree and is built along the outside of it, creeping upwards where it forms the tall spires that can be seen from the distance: the High Hall, Academy, and Library of Mistfall. That is where we will be ending tonight as you all enter into the beautiful city of Mistfall.
Woo. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, and that's it. This could get dicey. All right, y'all. What did everybody think? I hope you really enjoyed our first episode of This Could Get Dicey. I hope you enjoyed meeting all of the players. I hope you liked Emil and Ellis and Lü'mis, and I can't wait for you all to get to know them even more. And I really hope that I can manage to maybe bring Gramps back around. I won't make any promises that he is or isn't in the campaign in the future, and maybe he's the BBEG, we do not know. But until then, you can find This Could Get Dicey where all podcasts are streamed and on Instagram at TCGDpod. If you found our antics enjoyable, help us out by leaving a rating and or review, maybe even share it with a friend. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned to our next episode coming out Wednesday, March 8th.